everyone. Welcome to another Member Conversations with Rach with the WBN, and I'm here today with Sharon Cutts from the Quairading Co-op. And the Quairading Co-op had a very successful night the other night at the Wheatbelt Business Awards, and they took out the Avon Valley Toyota business with 5 to 10 employees. And then also the big one, they took out the Bruce Rock Engineering Business of the Year. And yes, they're doing amazing things. The judges were incredibly impressed with what they're doing up in Quairading. And yeah, so I'd like to invite Sharon to give us a bit of a introduction and background to what they're doing out there and how it's all going. So actually, firstly, Sharon, I might get you to start with, what does winning an award like that, what does that mean for the co-op and the community and the staff of Quairading Co-op?
Yeah, look, the co-op's been around for 100 years and the farmers own it. So we're pretty excited. We couldn't believe that our name was called out for the 5 to 10, the Toyota 5 to 10, let alone winning the whole thing. It was just super fantastic. For the community, winning that $15,000 worth of advertising, that is just going to bring so much to our community. So it's not just our store, it's about getting people into the community and driving, sales and that through our little stores and keeping that vibe going in the town that we've got at the moment. It's just super. Everybody wants to know what you're doing and how are you doing it, and just fantastic, And we've got team members here from all walks of life, from girls that have run shearing teams and nurses, and they just love it, and it's super.
So, sort of in the last 7 to 10 years, how things have changed, and how you've sort of gone from where you were then to today. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so 10 years ago I started with the business, and we had a very old rundown store, old fridges, freezers, floors, lighting, you name it, it was old. So I was sitting at my office desk one day and I had this young lady come in and speak to me about maybe helping us out with linking our catalogues to Facebook, and hopefully being able to put out recipes and stuff for the farmers during harvest, etc. And she said to me, "Oh, maybe I can help you do that." And I went, "Yeah, sure, that'd be great." Anyway, we got chatting and she sort of started popping in and out of the shop, and I said to her one day, "How about you come to a board meeting and just see what we do in there?" And so she turned up, and the rest is history.
So, tap those ideas.
So she's awesome. They all are, but she in particular is very hands-on. So we got the help of a retail consultant who actually employed me for this role, and he did some investigating as to whether we should put the money into the rebuild on the shop, etc., etc. He come back to us a few months later and went, gave us the go-ahead. So I know, it was so exciting.
The sales had been dropping, and
so sales were dropping, basket size was dropping, all those things. We went ahead and organised that. So all of a sudden we had new fridges arriving, and we're sort of running between two stores. So we have one huge building, which was enough square meters. There was a square metre per person in town, basically, and we've taken that down to 600 square metres. So we put all new lighting, new fridges, new flooring, new registers, everything is just brand new and super exciting. So then it's, they gave us a shop to run, is how I like to put it out there. They gave us something to be really proud of, and the town to be proud of, our community. So during that time, we got most everything done, and we needed to move all the shelving across from one side of the store to the other. which was a huge job. And over one weekend, we had 180 community members through those doors, giving us a hand to move everything across. And we just sort of got all that done, and COVID hit.
Yeah.
So then we did some more super exciting stuff. E.g., we're one of two food work stores in WA that has an online store. And what that enabled us to do was to capture all the working mums, for starters, but all the isolated people that were out on farms and stuff like that were able to pop through orders, and we'd have them ready. And a lot of those were delivered out there. Our guys went up to 50 Ks from the store to deliver that. I'd like to add as well that because we have 15 team members, and out of those 15 team members, I had not one of them was worried about the fact that they might get COVID or so, you know, they all just jumped in and went, okay, well, how can we help? What shifts do we need to do? Yeah, just pulling shopping. It was just magic. So hence they gave us a store to run, and we run it, and it works like clockwork. You say thank you to those team members every day before they're walking out, and it's awesome.
It's such a beautiful model, that whole community ownership, and that means that the community will support it, because you know they've got buy-in to it, and they've got skin in the game and heart and soul, and it's just
So you know, we put a cafe in, and we did hot chickens. They wanted hot chickens, so hot chickens they got, and then we were having all sorts of trouble trying to keep them at the right temperature, etc. So Tarns went about finding us, a chicken warmer that actually stands in store where people can get their own now, rather than us having an A. Marie. You know, we've just bought a new cafe fridge, and we're looking at a new one, because fresh, you know, what fresh we have in store. That drives people through. So myself and another team member recently went over to the Foodworks conference, or the AUR conference, which it's independent supermarkets. And their whole conference was around fresh, and to always keep your opportunity radar open, because there are numerous opportunities out there, and you just got to grab them and run with it. You don't have to have gone through business school or anything like that to be able to get the community to support you. It's all about how you support them and interact with them on a daily basis.
Listening to what they're wanting and their needs, and I guess as an independent supermarket, you've got that freedom to actually, you know, pretty much do what you want. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, swapping from Metcash to Foodworks, what that sort of has enabled us to do is run our own catalogues, which is fantastic. And also it's given us a huge range of suppliers out there, WA based. Just magic.
Low food miles.
So you know, a lot of our yogurt and all that sort of stuff now comes from WA based suppliers, and growers, etc., down the southwest, etc. It's been really, really good.
And we, because the WBN were quite heavily involved in producing the Wheatbelt Food and Beverage Capability Guide, and that identified to us so many amazing producers that are, you know, creating food and beverage value add products in the Wheatbelt. Do you stock local produce and that sort of thing?
We certainly do. Eggs. We certainly look at salt and stuff like that comes locally from Gmelling, I believe. And so a lot of that stuff, they sort of come in and approach us, which is great. And we certainly take that opportunity to get it out there that they're in the Wheatbelt, and that we should be utilising these people.
Wow. So have you had many other towns sort of looking at what you've done and how the co-ops sort of been embraced so well by the community to kind of do a similar?
Interesting you say that, because we have had a few. We've actually had a few boards come through and look at, just more so coming in and looking at fridges and freezers and flooring and etc. Yeah. So once you start a big project like that, you need to be careful with building laws and things like that, because you know, if we changed a wall inside this building, then all of a sudden you have to have a building permit. So
of course.
Again, very clever director, you know, made sure that we didn't actually have to do that. Everything was done around it. So e.g. the old ceiling was actually screwed up and with banners, etc. It was it was a very interesting time.
So has enlivening the co-op and sort of doing all these renovations and restoration sort of the business and whatnot, has that brought other businesses in, and sort of has it given the town a bit more of a vibrance, do you think?
Look, the co-op actually own a lot of the main streets, so and we've ended up with a new business in the Makers Keep, which Janine does a fantastic job with what she does. We also have the pharmacy next door, and Janine's just moved into one of our bigger shops. So the little shop that is on the other side of our building now is the pop-up shop again. So we get a lot of businesses sort of popping through, that pop up for a couple of days and then disappear.
Awesome.
So it is awesome, you know, and they do it. We offer it to them at a very a small donation, basically, to get people into town, and especially on Thursday and Friday of pay week, you know, to have something more interesting which encourages people to come down. It really makes
a great
a difference.
Concept. I love the pop-up shops.
They're very good, aren't they? And we've just put an al fresco area out the back.
Oh wow.
We got out the front. We got a grant to do that, and what we've noticed is we've got a lot more people coming in for lunch and sitting out there, and we've got a cafe area in store. I don't know if you've been in store, but we have a little cafe nook, which we got a local painter, Charlie, to paint the wall, a mural on the wall. And the amount of people that come in to look at that is very, very, I don't know, it's just incredible to have people come through and we're looking for this. So hopefully we can do a little bit more around that sort of stuff and get more people into our shop.
And
but
the
social
tourists,
media,
the tourists would love it too. Like it's, you know, it's kind of, especially if you've got local produce and, you know, it's it gives people stopping. And I know, like when you're traveling areas and being able to almost feel like you're engaging with the community is actually quite a draw card tourism-wise now as well.
And what we're noticing is a lot of feedback on Facebook on caravan and camping sites. And I think the Wheatbelt area is very well renowned for the Wheatbelt Way, and there's numerous different tracks that you can go on. And we've had some awesome feedback through that, e.g., make sure you visit the Quairading Co-op. It's a ripper. And we've had 3 or 4 people come through going, oh, we've had to come and visit the co-op because apparently it's a ripper. And they get there and go, well, it is. You know, we can get everything here.
I'm on a group called the, I think it's Free and Cheap Caravan and Camping in WA. And I love it when I see the Wheatbelt stuff pop up. It's just awesome. It's like, and people post photos, you know, just come back from a trip through the Wheatbelt. You've got to go out here. There's these amazing places, and you know, it's just the best promotion because it's like word of mouth. Okay, so your online shop, because that's one thing I noticed when I was going through your website was I was so impressed to see that you guys had an online shop. On the back of COVID, with you know, is it still are people still using it? Like how?
Oh, look, it's a service to the town. It's like Lotto. You know, we have Lotto in store, and we have the online shop, and these are services to the town. We're a co-op, so we don't necessarily have to be extremely profitable. That's not what it's about. It's about having services in town that our town need. And so we believe that it was a service that our town needed. And we have certain people that use that every week, week in, week out. And, you know, and so we won't take that away because it's money the working mums that are doing that. and they're able to just ring us and go, oh, I'll be at the shop in 5 minutes time, and we've got it ready. They're ready to go out to their car, so they can just get in and go home.
And
basically.
It's
been
true.
It's about the services that we, those sorts of little things are services to the town.
Yeah, and I guess with an online shop as well, your biggest investment really is in setting the damn thing up in the first place. Your ongoing sort of, updating and maintenance probably, it's
very little.
That's right. So I mean, once you've got it there, you might as well. You've got to have a website anyway. So
yes, exactly.
It's just making someone's procedure to make sure that the prices are always kept up to date and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think, look, the main thing in running a business is having a culture whereby people want to come to work.
Yes,
people
culture.
want to come and shop with you.
Yep.
And that's all driven from the top. And I just think we have the most awesome team at the moment, from our directors down to shareholders and ourselves. And and it works, and it's working extremely well.
You could see that. I think you guys were behind us at the awards, and you could see that just the love. It was the love of the business by the staff, and the fact that you've been able to create that culture, and it really is a credit, because as businesses, I know, like with my little business, trying to give everyone buy-in so that they feel like they're part of the team, and that every part is as important as the other, and building that culture of this is how we portray our business and how we want to act, and having people that believe in that is and
I think reward and recognition go an awful long way. So they know when we're breaking sales records, they know when we're doing magic things, so they're all part of it. We have regular meetings so that they understand where we're at and what we're trying to achieve.
So you celebrate your wins and things like that as well, that sort of thing, like
exactly. And like when we won the WBN, the big award, which was awesome. I'd go out into the shop floor, and the register operator was actually with us that night, and she'd be telling people, and so we actually put the awards out on our little cafe fridge so that they knew what she was talking about, because she was telling everybody, and, which is what you want.
Exactly.
You want them out there, and you want them excited, and the more excited they are, the more they give, and
and it's a two-way thing, like you've got to give to receive. So
and we run a very open door policy, so and that's from the top down as well. But family first. On my shop floor, it's family first. I never say no to a day off. Not in the 10 years I've been here. We organise around it. Coffee flows free all day. You get a free lunch every week.
Wow.
You just and I think when you've got a small town with not a huge employment pool, you've got to work with the people that you've got. And everybody is capable. You just got to give them the confidence to do it.
And the training.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what's in store for the co-op over the next sort of 12 months to 2 years?
Well, we're in pretty exciting times at the moment. So obviously we're going to do that advertising through GWN7. And so hopefully that will bring more people, etc., to our town. And our supermarket, of course. And we'll just keep evolving, as the co-op has done over the 100 years. We just keep listening to our community and growing where we need to grow. So at the moment, the cafe is just going mental, absolutely mental, to the point we're even looking at putting a third person in there to get the fresh out there every day, because everything's made fresh every day. So those sorts of things. Look, we're looking at another new cafe fridge, which would enable us to do more fresh up the front and more grab and go, as we call it, because when you have a cafe at the front of the store, a lot of people don't actually enter the store, like go down in and pick up bread and milk. They're just coming in to grab the cafe, cafe food, lunch, breakfast, whatever that happens to be.
Yep.
But we think if we can put another fridge up the front there and put a few more grab and go things, then that will increase the sales.
That
It's
impulse
no different
buy,
to us putting our flavoured milk up the front. We actually put another fridge up the front to put the flavoured milk in, and sales have tripled. It's just, again, gone crazy. So
yeah, fabulous. And I know you guys are using social media. We touched on Facebook earlier, but you're using social media to build that community buy-in and using it in that way to create sort of and to communicate the culture sort of the business.
So we use Alyssa from EJ Creators.
Oh yes, I'm speaking to Alyssa in a few days.
She won an award as well.
Yeah.
So we're all down there celebrating together.
Yeah.
But what she brings to our business is amazing. She is very personable. Yeah. And we take lots of photos during the week, and we flick them through to her with little what would you call it? Little verbs, etc. Yeah. And she flicks it out. She spins her magic on all of that and spits it out for us. But it's very important to have a lot of local content and a lot of local people in it, because that's where you get your interaction. Yep. If you've got locals in there and kids, etc., which again, I was out there this morning taking photos of the kids pushing the trolleys and things like that. You get
because they share it.
Yes, you get a lot of interaction with that, and a lot of people keep saying, it's just amazing. We love having that. Yeah,
no, and if you do it well, people enjoy seeing it come through.
A few exciting things happen out on the main street too, e.g. a layover bay that the Shire created for us, which means the caravans and trucks can pull in out the front. And that's made a huge difference. We used to see the caravans just drive past every day. And so all of a sudden we turned some of the car park into a layover bay where they could drive in and drive out. And that has certainly helped us. We've just been successful in receiving a grant from the Bunya Fund, which will help us with strategic planning.
Oh, brilliant.
So, we look at going into that in early January, February. So, we just keep building on that awesome business that we have out there. And I think...
and that's so good to hear, because so many businesses they kind of get to a point where things are going really well and, you win an award, you go, we must be doing it all right, and then just stop. But, you've got to think 5 years ahead, how are we going to keep this momentum?
You really got to build that culture, and a really strong culture to keep driving that.
And people want to work for you, obviously. So it makes that recruiting a lot easier, because that's
that's a nightmare in this time. It really is. And that's what I say to you. Everybody has potential. Anybody that we bring through our front door has potential. It's all about the training and communication and that reward every day of thanks for today. You've done a great job.
That's awesome. You end up in Quairading.
Okay, so I was originally with West Farmers for 15 years, worked for Bunnings for 10, and then as a manager with Officeworks in Jandakot I started.
Right.
Opened the store in Jandakot. One night at about 1 o'clock in the morning, we were filling shelves for back to school, as Officeworks do. Yeah. And I went, you know what? I think I've had enough. I think I need to go and do something different. So I got onto Seek at the time, and the Quairading Co-op was up for a general manager, and I thought, I'm going to apply for that. My parents live in Bruce Rock, so why not?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So I applied for it, and was successful in doing that. And we've just gone from strength to strength here. The first years was quite hard, but I've got a lot of mentors behind me, and a couple of people that I'd actually like to mention. One being Rob Hubbard, but my lifetime mentor being Rudy Stripe from Bunnings, who actually recognised me, internal talent, and I think you need to always do that. Like we have here with a couple of our team members. Andrew Forbes, who now is heads up a department over in Victoria with Bunnings. Right. And and Rob Hubbard, like I said, he really drives me and helps me with budgets and things like that. So
Yeah.
hence I moved to Quairading, and they've really made me welcome, and I love coming into work every day and
Yep.
chatting to people. I love people. Absolutely, my passion is people, and
it shows, because
yeah,
they're your biggest asset.
Yeah, and it's from, team members to customers and suppliers. Even suppliers, you treat them right, you get out what you give, and
Yes,
and it's just come so true so many times over the years.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We finally got there.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. And
No, it's not your fault.
I hope I've not said too many silly things. And
no, it was great. No.